My name is Rich Labranti. I'm a financial advisor. Folks between the ages of 45 to 65, they're well known as the sandwich generations. They're caring usually for their children, but at the same time, they're also caring for aging parents. A lot of times they're challenged with paying for college, and they also may be burdened financially by having to care for an adult parent who may not have prepared as well for retirement as they age and or move them into their homes and help really support them physically, emotionally, and financially. Maximizing their retirement savings can sometimes be a challenge. What we do try to stress to these folks is that retirement savings should be the number one priority, because you can finance college, you can finance most things, but you cannot finance your retirement. When we think about emerging and young adults, their needs are very different than folks who are age 45 to 65. They're really thinking about getting their first apartment, buying a car, maybe starting to think about saving for retirement, but it's nowhere near the same kind of planning that would occur for someone age 45 to 65, because they're just starting out in their financial life, and their needs and their desires and their goals are very different at that age than they are even 20 years later. When we talk about the difference between men and women within middle adulthood, we find some different concerns. The first is that there is an income disparity between what men and women can make, which then can affect the rate of savings. We also find that as women are preparing to live longer than men, they have different concerns when it comes to healthcare costs and retirement and planning for that longevity and making sure that they truly save enough because they may live longer than their spouses or their male counterparts. So the good news from a gender quality standpoint, I've noticed that those pay gaps have shrunk and they've become more on par. Not only that, we've seen our women clients in that middle age range actually be able to accumulate even more wealth than some of their male counterparts. When you think about the investment management piece of our business, it's been extremely commoditized. So you can actually have a robot manage your money at this point. But I think when you think about folks in all different stages of life, particularly the folks age 45 to 65, there's so many needs that require some hand-holding and attention, whether it's an aging parent or losing a job and, having a child move out of the house. There's a lot of different emotional changes that go on through that. A lot of this really comes down to, what do you want for your life? What do you want for your children's lives? How do you want your retirement to look? And thinking about that is less about the dollars and cents, and sometimes more about the emotion or the psychology that goes along with where do you want to be in life. One of the other things that I really love about my profession is being able to work with people. And the human element and the human aspect of that, it really brings me a lot of joy.